Welcome to my new channel, Authentic Relationships. So I feel like this is such an important topic because people, especially in our world today, we're so disconnected, even though we're online. Half of it's AI, it's airbrushed, it's, chat bots, it's computer generated, and we feel very disconnected on social media and in our interactions with people. Everything feels almost like fake, right? It's very difficult to get through that inauthenticity to find something real. And it didn't just begin, though, with the technology age. It's been going on for a very long time. So when we were kids, there's always the unicorn, right? Somebody that had that wonderful childhood. They had emotionally connected and intelligent parents who helped them talk through their feelings. But in my experience, that's actually pretty rare. Most of us did not have parents who had that level of emotional intelligence or self-awareness. They didn't even know how to work through their own feelings, much less help their child sort all of that out. So how did we as a society and a culture come to be so emotionally unintelligent? I don't really know, but I can tell you it's been going on for a long time, right? So, think about parents that grew up in, the Depression or, early 1900s, England, America, Western societies. Everything was very prim and proper. There was a lot of expectations. You were expected to fulfill a role, to perform your duties, to fit in with society, meet religion's expectations. And all of that was emphasized and made more important than who you were as a person. And so, especially if you ever watch like those old period films, from like 1800s in England, everything was so kind of emotionally constipated, right? Like everybody's prim and proper. Nobody says what they really think. Everything's almost like spoken in code, almost to the point of being passive aggressive. And so everybody knows what this certain behavior or action or statement means, but nobody would actually just come out and say what they think and feel. So everybody learned to just bottle up their emotions, never express what they really want. They may have to marry because of some expectation of the family, not according to their heart, which of course can be a little bit, dicey at times anyway. Who can trust your heart at 15 or 16? But we're so conditioned by society to, make who we are as a person on a soul level, on a heart level, the least important thing that's happening, when really we're here to have a human experience that should be the most important thing. So our parents got it from their parents, got it from their parents. People, because they then get so conditioned to have those expectations that they were judged by, now they judge their children by the same expectations. And so they make those things more important than how much they love their child, how much they really genuinely want a connection with their child. And they may withhold love, withhold affection. And some people take that to their graves. They never express their real feelings because of pride and judgment and all of this stuff that just really, it's a tragedy, right? It's just a true tragedy. So that's where we came from. Our parents that got that from their parents and their parents. And then we grow up with the same kind of expectation. More emphasis is put on what our grades are, how well we're performing in sports, our weight, sometimes for girls, how popular we are. And all of those things are made more important than us, than me as a person and what I'm feeling. And then because we are humans with a real soul and we have emotions that are legitimate and we express that, often we get shamed, invalidated, or even ostracized or pushed away because of those feelings. So what do we learn? It's unsafe to feel those feelings or to express those feelings. So then we take on the same dysfunction and we start to build these walls around our heart where we aren't our true selves. and we take on those roles and we find a way, like, oh, well, if I'm smart or I'm funny or I'm athletic or I'm the nice girl, then people will like me. And so since we can't live without love and acceptance, we put ourselves in those roles to gain few little crumbs, right, of love and acceptance in exchange for our authentic self. So deep down, we still have this yearning, this longing to be understood, to be seen and heard, but we have abandoned ourselves. We don't take the time to really see, hear, and understand ourselves, but we expect our partner, then we project all of that need onto them and expect that they should just know us, they should understand, they should care, when we don't even understand ourselves and we're not expressing our needs, yes, needs, not wants, in a way that invites true connection, true understanding. Because then because the way we project it onto them, they may feel judged, they may get defensive, they may feel like you're, saying that they did something wrong because you weren't taught how to express your needs and emotions. So we're not being authentic because it was too dangerous, too scary, too unsafe to be authentic as children. So we're not showing up as our authentic selves. How in the world can we ever expect or hope to have authentic relationships with authentic connections? It just doesn't work. The formula is broken. So in this channel, we're going to talk about all the ins, the outs, and what have yous of how to heal some of those barriers, those misconceptions, and really just go back to feeling safe enough and worthy enough and good enough to be your authentic self, and then learning all the communication skills of how to create those authentic connections. It's not easy because none of us were taught this stuff, but it can be done. And, my first school was a school of hard knocks, and I learned everything the hard way. I was the typical, family situation that was just a hot mess. And I finally woke up when the pain got great enough that I just couldn't ignore it anymore. So if that's why you're here, you're in good company. There is hope. We can sort it out. And I just really hope you stick around because I loved having you here. I did start a school. So it's a private community where you can, get comments, ask questions, get help. And I'll leave a link below in the description. And I'd love to see you over there and talk more one-on-one.